evening, guys. Welcome back. It feels like I've been away for ages, just 1 week off. Hope you're all well. Can't believe that we're starting the month of June. Where is the time going? So tonight we're going to move through a vinyasa flow practice. We're going to start off with a little bit of breath work to begin with. So you might want to grab hold of a cushion if you've got one, and maybe some tissue. We're going to be doing alternative nostril breathing. Don't worry, I'll explain what that means. It's nothing to worry about. It's just a way of controlling and manipulating our breath, really to have an incredible calming effect on our body. So I'll give you a second just to grab those few props that you might need, and then we'll get started. Welcome to those that are joining me. Welcome. So we'll start in a seated position today, guys. So I'm going to use a cushion. If you've got one, please use it, or a block, a yoga block or brick. Really, just by sitting on something, it helps to tilt your pelvic, your hips forward, so you can really find a bit more length from the sit bones, from your root, right the way through to the crown of your head. So coming into a comfortable cross-legged position, taking a nice big breath in through the nose, and just slowly breathing it out through the mouth. Just having a couple of minutes here just to let the body settle, breathing in again through the nose. Sighing it out slowly through the mouth. Maybe drawing the shoulders up and rolling them back and down. And just finding a really comfortable seat. We won't be here for too long, but just making sure you can try and find a position that you can sit in comfortably without moving. And if you're just joining me this evening, welcome. Welcome to our yoga practice, our Monday night practice for the month of June. Just taking a few moments just to let things settle down here. So you can perhaps close your eyes, just let the body be soft. And just let yourself fully arrive on your mat. Reminder to be careful if you're practicing with injuries today, just moving within what feels good for your own body. Never any pressure or obligation to go further or do anything that doesn't feel good for you. So keep yourself safe this evening. And the theme for our practice throughout the month of June will be focused on pranayama. So that just means energy, life force. It's the breath that we use in our yoga practice. And just drawing your attention to your natural breath now, feeling it move in and move out of the body, just the gentle flow, the rise, the fall of the chest, the belly. Just taking a moment to fully arrive here in your practice. Just letting go of your day, letting go of your to-do list, things that have or haven't happened throughout the course of the day. And just being fully present in this moment. If your eyes are closed, just slowly starting to flicker them open. We're going to take our two-piece fingers, so our first finger and our middle finger, and we're going to press those in between our eyebrows. Use your thumb to cover your right nostril. As you breathe in through the left nostril for a count of 3. So breathing in for 1, 2, 3. Close the left nostril with your little finger and breathe out through the right nostril for 1, 2, 3. Breathing in through the right nostril for 1, 2, 3. Closing the right nostril, releasing the left, breathing out for 1, 2, 3. Breathing in the left nostril for 1, 2, 3. Closing the left nostril and breathing out of the right nostril for 1, 2, 3. Breathe in through the right nostril for 1, 2, 3. Close the right nostril and breathe out of the left nostril for 1, 2, 3. Breathing in through the left nostril for 1, 2, 3. Closing it off, opening the right nostril and breathing out for 1, 2, 3. Breathing in through the right nostril for 1, 2, 3. Closing off the right nostril and breathing out of the left for 1, 2, 3. We're going to do 2 more rounds now, working at your own pace with your own breath, so I won't count you through. Starting in, breathing through the left. Done 2 more rounds, slowly letting your right hand fall away. Back of the hands on the knees, let your eyes close. Soften the shoulders. Breath returning back to its natural rhythm. So alternate nostril breathing, really energizing breath, getting equal amounts of oxygen into both sides of your brain. Fueling your body, giving you lots of energy, making you feel revitalized. And as always, when we're working with the breath, it's calming, bringing a sense of peace in the body. It's a really great breath to do before bed. It'll help you sleep well. Knowing that you can do just a few rounds, maybe in the course of your day if you need to slow things down. So taking a nice big breath in through the nose here now, and as you exhale, breathe it out, sigh it out through the mouth, letting it go. Slowly flickering your eyes open, and as you inhale, reach your arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, bring the left hand to rest on the right knee, right hand back behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist. Inhale, arms up over center, palms touch. Exhale, right hand, left knee, twisting out to the side. Inhale, reach up, palms touch. Making sure your shoulders drop down by your ears, and then bringing the left hand onto the right knee, right hand back behind you. Inhale, find length. Exhale, twist. One more side, arms reach up, palms touch. Exhale, right hand, left knee. Getting a little twist in the mid-spine. Coming back through center, arms up overhead. Releasing the palms down onto the knees now. Hold onto the knees, touch into chest. Start to round through the back. Drawing the head forward now, lift the heart, arching through the lower back. Move with your breath. Inhale. Drawing the belly in. Exhaling, arching through the back, lifting the chest, gaze lifts. Seated cat-cow, one more time, drawing chin to chest, rounding forward. Really nice, moving, breathing now, starting to warm up our body. Coming back through a neutral spine. If you're using any props, just popping them over to one side and coming into an all fours position. So just crossing over your ankles, rolling over onto your knees, finding an all fours. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Finding a nice neutral spine. Step your right foot back behind you, curl your toe, push out through your heel. Taking a moment, feeling a little stretch here. And then floating the right heel up in line with the right hip. Make sure your core, your belly's engaged here so you're not dipping into the lower back. And the left arm can lift, palm facing out to the side. So a few more rounds of cat-cow now, drawing elbow to knee, knee to elbow, rounding through the back, move with control. Exhale, stretch the arm, stretch the leg away. 2 more times. Move with your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing out. And again, inhaling, elbow to knee, knee to elbow, then sending your left hand, your right heel away. Toes are pointing down towards the mat. Dropping the left hand down, drop the right toes down. Roll onto the inside of the right foot. Right hand reaches up towards 12 o'clock, coming into side plank. Stacking the right shoulder on top of left. Right arm reaches up, really root down to rise through the left hand. And change, coming back to your all fours. Come back to your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. So we're moving with a steady, equal, even breath through our practice. Inhales matching exhales. Left foot steps behind you now. Curl the toe, push out through the heel. Floating your left heel up in line with your left hip. Make sure the right hip doesn't pop out to the side and bring your right arm up by your ear. Left toes are pointing down towards your mat. Flowing it on this side now, knee to elbow, elbow to knee, really rounding through the back. Exhaling, reach the arm, reach the leg away. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Final time, draw knee to elbow, elbow to knee. Stretching the hand, the leg away. Bringing your right hand down to the mat. Drop the left toes down, roll onto the inside of your left foot. Bringing your left arm up towards 12 o'clock. Coming into side plank, a supported side plank. Root down through your right hand, pushing it down into the mat, finding a little bit more lift, length. And change. Left hand comes down, left knee comes down. Hands walk forward, spread your fingers wide, middle finger, first finger facing forwards. Push down through the palms, the 4 corners of the palms. Curl your toes, hover your knees, and as you inhale, lift your hips up towards the ceiling, finding our first downward facing dog. Walk it out. So just pedal out through your heels here. Swaying right, left, left, right. Maybe having a little shimmy. Just getting some movement into your body. Perhaps the head is shaking. Yes, no. Do what you need to do here. And coming back to centre, finding some stillness. Coming up high onto your tiptoes, all the way up onto your tippy top toes. Bend your knees, push belly back to thighs and slowly start to melt the heels down to the floor. If the heels don't find the floor, soften through the knees and focus on lengthening the spine so neck to tailbone nice and long. Head is heavy, breathe in and out through your nose, calm, steady breath. So guys, if we move through our practice and this doesn't feel if this feels too much for you, then just drop down to your knees and you can take your knees wide as the mat, coming into a child's pose. So forehead comes down to the floor, arms stretch forward. It's always an option for you other than downward facing dog. One more breath, breathe in, breathe out. Gaze towards the top of your mat, look towards your hands. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Try and take little baby steps, tiptoeing all the way up to the top of the mat. Palms stay down, so bend your knees. Have your feet so they're hip distance apart, just a 2 fist width gap. Belly on knees, chest on thighs. Let the upper body go, let it hang over the lower, arms, head heavy. Perhaps a little gentle sway from side to side and touch into chest now. Slowly start to uncurl. Rounding up, rolling up. 1 vertebrae at a time. Chin lifts left, arms sweep up overhead. Palms touch. Exhale, use your breath. Draw the hands down through centre, hands in prayer. Bring your big toes to touch at the top of the mat. Thumbs in the middle of the chest. Relax your shoulders, close your eyes. Setting an intention for your practice now. So an intention can be a word, a positive statement, or perhaps given that we're working with the breath this month, that your intention for practice is to stay with your breath, to keep coming back to it. I breathe in, I breathe out. Eyes flicker open, sweep your arms up overhead, reach up, palms touch. Exhale, hands through centre, hinging forward, folding forward. Bending your knees on the way down, belly on thighs. Inhale, lengthen, gaze forward, flat back. Your fingertips can be by your toes or hands to shins. Planting your hands down, step back with your right foot, then left foot coming into plank pose. Curl your toes, push out through your hips. Nice strong plank here, guys. Suck your belly in, tighten the core. Drop down to the knees for your first one, uncurl the toes, rock the body weight forward. Slowly lower down to the floor. Pulling through into cobra, baby cobra. Gazing up to the ceiling, chins parallel to the mats. And slowly lowering your heart back down to the floor. Push back through the knees, curl your toes, lift your hips up high, downward facing dog. Inhale for one, exhale for one. 2 more breaths. Inhale for 3, exhale for 3. Inhale, lift your right leg up, point your toes. Rock the body weight forward, touch right knee to right elbow, squeeze it in, and send the leg away. Right knee across the body now, right knee, left elbow, draw it in. Send the leg away, point your toes. Move with the breath. Right knee to nose, squeeze it in, gaze in between your hands, and step your right foot forward. Give it help if you need to. Staying high on your back toes, sweeping your arms up overhead, finding a high lunge. Arms reach up, shoulders are down. Making sure you're bending through your right knee, hips push forward. Option to drop the back knee if you need to. Breathing in, breathing out. Drop your back foot down, 45 degrees. Open up through your arms, coming into warrior 2. Keep your right knee deeply bent. Fingertips shooting in opposite directions. Notice if your body is starting to lean forward. If it is, draw it back so your shoulders are over your hips. Inhale, exhale. Straighten off through your front leg. Inhale, now start to reach forward. Glide the body forward. Bringing the right hand down, lift your left arm up. Coming into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Gazing up towards your left bum. Or maybe down towards the right toes if that feels good for your neck. Sucking your belly in, engage your muscles here, so squeeze the muscles to the bone and breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. And change, back hand lifts you. Bend through your front knee, find warrior 2. Windmill your arms down now, right hand followed by the left. Spinning on the back toes, draw the belly in, right leg back up in the air behind you. Right foot comes down to meet the left, downward facing dog. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Gaze towards the top of the mat. You can put a nice big bend in your knees and jump to the top of the mat or step forward. Inhale, lengthen, gaze forward, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend through your knees, so soften your knees, guys. Just let the head hang heavy. Tucking chin to chest, slowly start to uncurl. Just like a rag doll, rounding, rolling all the way up. Chin lifts last, arms follow, arms sweep up overhead. Palms touch, exhale, hands through center, hands in prayer. Release the hands down by your side. Come back to your breath. Notice any subtle changes. Maybe it's quickened the pace. Maybe it's started to become shallow. See if you can find that deep, controlled, rhythmic breath in and out through your nose. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hinging forward, bend your knees on the way down, belly meets thighs. Inhale, lengthen, gaze forward, nice flat back. Plant your hands down, step back, left foot this time, right foot. And as we move through our little vinyasa flow sequence here, guys, if you know a different version of the transition, you can take it. Otherwise, stick with me. Dropping down to your knees, uncurl your toes. Rock the body weight forward, slowly lower down with control. Pulling through into baby cobra or cobra. And then when you're ready, chest comes down. Pushing back through your knees, curling your toes, hips up high, downward facing dog. Head is heavy, breathing in, breathing out.
So downward facing dog, this should feel like a rest, guys. If it doesn't, drop down to your knees. Super hot today, hot yoga. Should be feeling a little bit of heat in the body now. Inhale, lift the left leg up, point your toes. Rock the body weight forward, touch left elbow, left knee, squeeze it in. Exhale, send the leg away. Left knee to right elbow this time. Cross the body, send your leg away, point the toes. Drawing left knee through to nose now, squeezing it in. Stepping the left foot forward, giving it help if you need to. Stay high on your back toes. Inhaling, arms sweep up overhead. Finding our high lunge. Left knees bent, shoulders are relaxed. Make sure you're not arching into your lower back, so draw the belly in. Breathing here, in, breathe out. Dropping the back foot down 45 degrees, open your arms out wide, warrior two. Glancing down at your feet, making sure the heels are in line with each other, a little adjustment if needed. So taking 3 breaths, and then straightening up through our left leg. Reaching, gliding the body forward, hips push back behind you, left hand comes down, right hand comes up. Rolling the right shoulder round, right shoulder on top of left. Breathing in, breathing out, lengthening down the right hand side of the body, right foot rooted down into the mat. Doing really well, keep on breathing. Back hand lifts you. Bend through your left knee, hold it here. And windmill your arms down, left hand followed by right, spinning on the back toes. Draw your belly in, sending your left leg back up in the air behind you. Left foot comes down to meet the right. Downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Drop down to the knees quickly. Take your knees wide as the mat. Push hips back to heels, arms stretch forward. Forehead meets the floor. Taking a rest in child's pose. Softening the shoulders, soften the belly. Relax the face. Notice if you're clenching the jaw or furrowing the brow, and if you are, release it, let it go. Breathing in, breathing out. Next inhale breath, rocks the body weight forward, coming into your all fours. Curl your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Breathing in, breathing out. Tucking chin to chest here, we're going to slowly start to round and ripple the body forward. Rocking the body weight forward, coming into plank pose. Hands push down firmly, start to bend your knees now, knees hover an inch off the mat. Push belly back to thighs, lift your hips up high, downward facing dog. Using your breath, doing this 2 more times, tuck chin to chest, really feel like you're rolling, rippling the body forward. Hands push down. Start to bend the knees, push belly back to thighs, lift the hips up high, downward facing dog. 1 more time, tuck chin to chest, rounding, rippling the body forward. Finding your plank pose, really strong in the shoulders tonight, guys, you're doing well. Start to bend the knees, push belly back to thighs, lift your hips up high. Downward facing dog, breathe in, breathe out. Gaze towards the top of the mat. You can put a bend in your knees, jump to the top of the mat or step forward. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, fold. Let your arms and head hang heavy, draw chin to chest and slowly start to uncurl. Rounding up, ragdolling up, 1 vertebra at a time. Arms sweep up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands through center, hands in prayer. Release your hands down by your side. Take a breath. Breathing in, breathing out. So I'm going to step into the middle of my mat. Just you do the same because we're going to come into warrior 3. So making sure we don't bump into anything. Sinking the hips down low, fingertips sweep the mat, arms up overhead, chair pose. Sinking down, so really trying to get your thighs parallel to the floor and squeezing the knees, squeezing the thighs together. If you're arching into your lower back, push the tailbone down, suck the belly in. Bring the hands into prayer now. Push palm on palm. Listen carefully. Pushing down with the left foot, start to float your right knee, your right foot off the floor. So you're coming into a one-legged chair, little flamingo pose. Breathing here, and slowly now starting to straighten off through your left leg. Sending your right leg back behind you, lowering the chest down. Finding warrior three. So you're coming into like a standing stick pose. Left leg is straight and strong, right hip rolls down to the floor. Bringing the body down, lift the back leg up. Breathing here. And change, making your way out slowly. Coming back through your one-legged chair. Right foot comes down. Hands meet the floor, walk it out. Sway through the hips, let it go. I was going to go straight and on the other side, but I thought that'd be really cruel, particularly because it's so hot today. But let's go, guys. Sinking the hips down low, arms up overhead, chair pose. Relax your shoulders, gaze forward. Finding your form here first, so rooting down equally between the four corners of your feet. Hands come into prayer. Push down with your right foot now, float your left foot off the floor. Squeezing knees and thighs together, help with your balance. Slowly start to straighten off through your right leg. Left leg floats back behind you. It's okay if you're wobbling and shaking, maybe just give yourself a little smile. Body floats down, back leg floats up. Hands can come down to the floor to steady yourself if you need to. Pushing palm on palm, belly's in, breathe. And then making your way out the way you came in. Finding your little three-legged chair pose. Left foot meets the right, hands come down, hips up high. Walk it out. Maybe let a nice big sigh out through the mouth. Let it go, shake your head. Loosen off any tension in the thighs, the head, the back. Touch into chest and slowly start to ragdoll. Rounding, rolling, one vertebra at a time. All the way up. Arms sweep up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands through center, hands in prayer. So just step into the top of your mat if you were in the middle. Inhale, arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands through center, hinging forward, folding forward, bend your knees. Inhale, lengthen, gaze forward, flat back. Exhale, step the right foot back, then the left foot, finding plank pose. So a few options now, guys. We're going to drop the right knee down underneath the right hip, roll onto the inside of the left foot. Left arm reaches up towards 12 o'clock. So this is our supported side plank. We've been here once already. A couple of options for you this evening. You can stay where you are here, or we can start to add on a little bit. So adding on, maybe sliding the right foot out, stacking the left foot on top. So here's a slightly stronger version of the pose. Hips lift away from the floor. Right hand roots down wherever you are, left hand lifts. Options to stay here or to step the left foot back behind you, coming into Wild Thing. Left arm reaches back, hips lift. So you've got a bend in your left knee, the right leg is straight, hips lift. And change, coming back the way that you came out in. Rolling round, finding your plank pose. Taking your vinyasa option, so down to the knees. Or working through chaturanga up dog if that's in your practice. Or maybe skipping this bit out, meeting us in downward facing dog. Your choice. However you get here, all meeting in downward facing dog. Remember, rooting down through the hands, hips are high. Breathing calmly here, in and out through your nose. Inhale, exhale. Gaze towards the top of the mat. You can jump in between your hands, jump all the way to the top, or step your feet forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. touch into chest and slowly start to uncurl. Ragdolling, rounding, rolling, chin lifts, arms lift, palms touch. Exhale, hands through center, hands in breath. Straighten on the other side, inhaling, arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, gaze forward, flat back. Planting your hands down, stepping back, left foot, then right foot, plank pose. Drop the left knee down underneath the left hip. Roll onto the inside of the right foot. Right arm lifts to 12 o'clock. Supported side plank. Guys, it's okay to stay here if this is enough for you tonight. Rolling, opening up through your chest. Or you can start to step the left foot out so the left foot is underneath the right. 2 feet are stacked. Lifting your hips, keeping your belly in. Options to stay or to step the right foot back behind you. Lifting the hips, right arm reaches up and over. Coming into wild think. So a bit of a back bend here, guys. Chest lifts, keep your belly in. Breathe. And change. Moving back through side plank. And slowly coming round. Finding plank pose, moving through your transition. Or skipping it, meeting us in downward facing dog. Your choice. All meeting here, hips are high. Head is heavy, breathing in and out through the nose. Inhale, lift the right leg up, point your toes. Rock the body weight forward. Plant the right knee on the outside of the right wrist. Shin comes diagonally across the mat. Left leg now, let it slide, slither away. If you've got a bit more space in your hips, perhaps the shins parallel to the top of the mat. Your foot should be flexed though, protect your knee. Opening up through the chest. And then exhaling, coming down onto your forearms. Maybe making a pillow with your hands, perhaps the forehead comes all the way down to the floor. Breathing in, breathing out. Let your eyes close. Draw your awareness to your breath. Relaxing through the face, shoulders. So here, really trying to release and let go. Feeling this, a deep stretch in the glutes, the IT band in the right thigh. Feeling the weight of the body pulling, drawing down into the floor. Every exhale breath just relaxing a little bit deeper. Slowly making your way back up onto your hands. Rolling over onto your sit bones, swinging your left leg forward. So your right foot now is resting on the inside of your left thigh. Arms reach up overhead. And as you exhale, fold forward over your left leg, just squaring yourself off over the leg. Your hands can fall either side of the foot, the leg, or maybe start to creep forward, perhaps taking hold of the foot. But don't be rounding here, trying to squeeze your forehead down to your knee. Find some length, so see if you can gaze beyond your toes. Pulling on the foot if you have it. Lengthening through the spine. Maybe bending at the elbows and folding down. Inhaling, reaching your arms back up overhead. Bringing your right hand back behind you, fingertips face away from the body. Push down through the right thigh, the right knee. Point your left toes and inhale. Lift the hips up, left hand sweeps back behind you. So this is a sort of half wild thing here. If you didn't lift your hips before, then this is okay. Just still getting a lovely back bend here. Right hand pushes down, hips lift and change. Hips lower all the way down to the floor. Stepping your right foot in, so your right foot should be about a fist width gap between your left leg. Left hand wraps around behind you, right hand comes behind, left hand wraps around the knee, right hand back behind you. Inhale, sit up tall, exhale, twist. Flex through the left toes. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. And coming back through centre, just having a little counter twist out to the other side. Drawing your both legs in, crossing over your ankles, rolling over onto your knees. Coming into an all fours, curl your toes, lift your hips up high, downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale. Next inhale, left leg lifts. Point the toes. Rock the body weight forward, plant the left knee on the outside of the left wrist. So finding pigeon now, right foot, slide it back behind you. Open up through your chest, relax the shoulders. Exhale, slowly making your way down, forearms. Maybe the forehead comes all the way down to the floor. So know that in this pose, it doesn't mean anything more or less if your forehead is on the floor. It's about finding where you feel the stretch, where you get the most out of this pose. Sometimes for me, staying up on my hands, I just feel it more here. So just investigate through the stages and know that each time you come to your mat, maybe something different happens. Yoga really does teach us to be in the present moment. Our practice really is influenced by how we're feeling on a particular day, what we've been doing. It's never really the same. Leaving any expectations or certainly any judgments or criticisms, leaving it at the door. Softening through the entire body, relaxing the face. Just a few more breaths here. If you're really, really tight in the hips, this is a great one to do in between your practice. Do it at home. When you're watching the telly maybe, just really getting into the big muscle groups, the joints, the hip. Never feeling any pain in the knees. And slowly making your way back up to your hands, opening up through your chest. If the eyes are closed, letting them flicker open. Just rolling onto your bottom, swinging your right foot forward. The left foot resting to the right thigh. Flex through your right toes, square yourself off over your leg. Drawing your arms up overhead as you inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Toes are flexed. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. And then use your breath as you find length. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Drawing the arms back up overhead. Left hand comes behind you this time. Fingertips point away from the body, pointing through your right toes. Push down through the left shin. Lift your hips up high. Right hand sweeps back behind you. Opening up through the chest, lifting your heart to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, lowering the hips all the way down to the floor. Stepping your left foot in, fist width gap between the foot and your thigh. Hugging your right arm around your left leg.
Left hand back behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, start to twist. So no weight in your left hand, it's just helping keep your spine long as you lengthen on the inhale. Exhale, twist. Moving back through center. Reaching both legs out now. Have a little bend, a soft bend in the knee. Cross your arms over your chest, tuck chin to chest, and slowly, gently lowering yourself all the way down to the floor. Letting your feet flop open, release your hands either side of the body. Breathing in, breathing out, maybe taking a couple of sighs out through the mouth, releasing, letting everything sink down into the floor. So we've got one more thing to do before we're ready for our final relaxation. Draw the knees in towards your chest. And squeeze them in and gently rock from side to side. So just getting a little massage into the lower back. Whatever feels good. Kicking the soles of feet up to the ceiling. And seeing if you can reach the outside edge of the feet. If you can't, take hold of the ankles or maybe the thighs. And you're drawing your knees in towards your armpits. Happy baby pose. Really another nice release for the hips. This is getting into our hip flexors, our groin. So pushing the bottom down towards the mat just really will increase the stretch here. If your bottom lifts, you're cheating yourself out of the pose. So if by having the tailbone pushed down into the floor you can't quite reach the feet, then just take hold of the thighs. Knees draw in towards the chest, the elbows. And then just rock gently from side to side. You can stay still if this doesn't feel good for you. Options to straighten one leg, then the other. And then just making any last minute movements, any wiggles that your body needs to make. Maybe circling the knees or bringing the forehead up to meet the knees. And slowly, when you're ready, releasing your body down the length, the width of the mat. Releasing the legs, the hands fall to the side of the body. Let your eyes close. So guys, I'm sitting up for this last bit of class, but you lie down. This is just so you can hear me. Let your body sink down into the mat. Let your eyes close. Feel the breath now releasing, returning to its natural rhythm. As the chest rises and falls with every breath in and every breath out. Feeling the breath, this energy, this life force, the pranayama moving in and out of the body. Really bringing your awareness to the fact that this is happening every minute of every day. Air moving in, air moving out. And becoming aware of how the subtle changes in the body can occur just by focusing on the breath. This is a tool that is always with you, every minute of every day. Softening through the face, relaxing the jaw, letting your whole body soften, and your whole body is relaxed. Let your whole body feel relaxed. can stay here for as long as you like, enjoying Savasana, our final relaxation. When it is your time to move to finish practice, just gently bringing awareness, wiggling your fingers, your toes, awareness into the body. Gently draw the knees in towards the chest and roll over through one side. Coming up to find your seated position, so just like we did at the start of our class, start of practice, you can sit on a cushion or a yoga block or brick. Keep your eyes closed, face is soft, entire body is soft, relaxing through the belly. Natural breath flowing in, flowing out, palms resting down on your knees, and eyes are closed. Slowly sweeping your arms up overhead as you breathe in through the nose. Move slowly. Breathing in, filling up the lungs to the full capacity. Palms touch overhead. And as you exhale, sigh it out through the mouth, drawing the hands down through center, hands in prayer. Resting the thumbs in the middle of the chest, in your heart center. And coming back to your intention. Whatever that may be, whatever that positive word was, that affirmation, maybe it's simply I breathe in, I breathe out. And just sitting with that for a few moments. Lowering your head down to your heart. And with that, we honour each other and our practice and say Namaste. Namaste. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining me again. It's so nice to be back, so nice to see you. Hope you have a wonderful evening. Namaste.